Hello everyone. It's been a while since I posted. I hope you're all well. I've been pretty busy at work. We're really ramping up a couple business trips, but I wanted to post a quick video. Um, I work in aviation. I design electrical systems for aircraft and rotorcraft. Part of that design is lighting, so panel lighting. So this is a cockpit of, if the description is to be believed, an AS-350 helicopter. And you can see the nice green lighting here. And this is an audio control panel. You got your VHF1, VHF2, that's your COM1, COM2 air traffic control. Receive volume, ICS volume, ISO, pretty standard here. If you're not aware, most aircraft run at 28 volts. That's their base system. Some are at 14, but I'm familiar with 28. And you can actually see here, DC volts, 27 point, some change there, 1, 7. So panel lighting is a big thing. You got to see at night, of course. And primarily all the Zeus rail panels that I install have a dedicated pin, right? 0 to 28 in, you can dim, high to low, low to high. This new panel I'm designing for, which I won't name the manufacturer, but inexplicably, the unit's powered via 28 volts, but the panel, the lighting pin is 5 volts only. I've seen 2 pins. They give you the choice, right? 28 or 5, or you can change it in the software or the settings. Hey, look for 28 or look for 5. This is just 28 to power, 5 for lights. It makes no sense to me. Kind of a pain. But, I was wondering, how can I get myself 5 volts? Now, we could use a DC-DC converter. There's 1,000 units out there. Traco Power, CUI. They're fine. But, they cost some money. If you want a TSO'd unit approved by the FAA, they cost several $100s. So I figured, well, how can I do this on the cheap? Well, there's always a voltage regulator, right? So here's a 7800 series. High side is good to 35 volts, so I'm good at 28 volts. This will put out an amp and a half. I'm not nowhere near that. Panel lighting is usually 1/10 of an amp at best. They're way down in the milliamps. So I designed a circuit. Here it is. Here's the chip itself. Here's your 3 legs. So 28 volts in. I've got some filter caps here. And I just pulled that right from the application notes. So right here you can see L78, 33 micro, 0.33 micro on the inside, and then 0.1 on the output side. I have a red LED here, which is unnecessary, but it's for show, and I'll show you that in a second. And then here's our 5 volt out, and here's a 10K pot, linear, 1 turn, and this will go to our panel lighting. So I will set this up on the bench. I built it very quickly, and I'll show you how this works in the real world. So here's our circuit built up, a little perf board. You can see our 7800 series chip right here. The just 2 caps on the input and the output. We've got our red LED, our green LED, and our pot. I currently have the DMM set to measure straight out of the regulator. So I wanted to do that just to show you how steady this thing is. So if I turn this on, and I'm going to turn this off, it's going to get dark, and I'm going to turn on, there we go. So you can see the red LED there. It's steady. I'm at 9 volts up here. If I tweak this without getting in the way of the camera, I can go up 10, and my voltage here on the output of that regulator is just rock solid. 11 volts, 12 volts, I'm still at 498. I mean, it's not moving at all. So that's good. Bring it down. There is a point, of course, it'll collapse. So now I've got the multimeter hooked up to the output of that pot, which feeds that green LED, which is off. As you can see, I got 0 volts feeding it. And as I turn this, nice and smooth, that LED comes alive. And if I didn't mention, these are 5 volt LEDs, not your standard 2 and some change. So nice and smooth. You can see the red doesn't affect the red at all. That output of that regulator is just solid, which is very nice. But this ultimately would become my panel lighting, right? I would feed this into the audio control panel, and they could dim it or brighten it as they see fit. So that's our circuit, and here's our bomb. So the chip itself, 69 cents. The pot was the most expensive thing, really, $1.25. A couple caps. I put the LEDs on a separate line item, both 5 volts, just because, well, the green would be the panel itself, and the red was just for show. But if you want to add it all up, we're looking at about $7, so not too bad. And of course, this, if we go down, this is what it would look like on the aircraft, right? So I've got my 28 volts in on the left, feeds my little circuit. I've got a two-gang pot here. So this is a single pot, single shaft or knob that turns two pots at once. The top would feed our normal panels that conveniently accept 28 volts for lighting, and then the bottom there would feed the unique audio panel that only accepts 5 volts for lighting. But I like this because it's obviously one knob. It's less space in the overall facade, the instrument panel or console or wherever this ends up. And the turning will be consistent, right? It's 10K, they're the same. It's linear, so you get nice behavior. One panel, something you can't accept is one panel is super bright and then the other one's super dark, or you turn it and it's erratic, or they're not in sync. So this will ensure that. So this was a nice little project. Didn't take too much time or cost that much money, as you saw, just to prove to myself, oh yeah, these 5-volt regulators work pretty well. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like if you did. I hope to come out with more videos soon. I know it's been a while, like I said, but I've been busy, and my conventional job takes precedence. But hopefully I got some new videos coming out soon. So thanks again for watching.